World of Warcraft Classic is officially saved. Well, not really, but there's been some drama going on, and it's finally been solved. It's been kind of a weird situation when you think about it. I would say that the discussion surrounding the situation is almost as interesting as the problem and the solution in of itself. So for those of you who haven't been keeping up with Classic WoW, they basically shadow dropped several changes to the Classic era servers. Now, this isn't Season of Discovery, which is kind of like this experimental Classic Plus kind of thing, where if any changes should be taking place to vanilla, this is where it should be. This is on the actual era servers, which is supposed to be classic vanilla WoW preserved, or at least the closest thing to it. So they had made several weird changes to classic WoW, one of which includes an equivalent to the War Chief's blessing for the Alliance. They completely revamped the guild user interface in the game, and everyone thought it was a glitch at first. Songflower Serenade and Dire Maul buffs were no longer able to be dispelled, and druids could now train and use polearms. Just so strange. Also reduced a 6-hour cooldown for world buffs. To me, I think the craziest thing is that they actually added a whole brand new world buff for Alliance and era servers, just like randomly, didn't say anything. I can see like the guild UI, it's like, all right, you know, is that like actually a big deal? Maybe not, but like adding whole other faction balancing changes to the game is kind of crazy. So this led to a lot of outcry from the players because people were wondering, why are they changing classic WoW? This was supposed to be untouched by Blizzard, and it ruins the integrity of the game. I mean, they have Season of Discovery already. Why would they need to make changes to classic era servers? Well, that outcry has been answered because Blizzard has went back and made these changes. So here it is. Classic era players, we heard you loud and clear. We've now reverted most of the changes to classic era that were made in patch 1.153. We appreciate your passion for classic WoW. Read more. All of the effective immediately changes that they made, they reversed everything. And this was due to the feedback of the players. They cited issues. I mean, to make a long story short, they cited issues with the engine that the game runs on, makes it difficult, or whatever the case may be. They also acknowledged that these changes were abrupt and the community didn't ask for it, and there was a lapse of communication. So I think that's like the biggest takeaway from all this. It's one of those situations where you create a problem and then you fix it and then you act like a hero. Ultimately, I just think it's a weird experience. I don't know why you'd even touch vanilla WoW in the first place when it's such like a touchy subject for certain players within the community. Some people want vanilla era servers, which is kind of what they were introduced for in the first place, to be completely untouched, and like that is the time capsule, right? You already have Season of Discovery with all the changes, which is basically going to serve as Classic Plus, or like the breeding ground for whatever the future of vanilla World of Warcraft is, which is honestly what I like. I mean, I personally am playing Season Discovery. I just got back into it, and for what it's worth, I'm liking the new phase. I'm having some fun with it. There's obviously been some big hiccups with phase 3. It doesn't really make sense to touch something that you know is going to upset players. If you had done nothing, if you had not even made these changes, not a single soul on earth would have said anything about it. But once you go in there and start making changes for whatever reason, whatever misinformed reason, even if it's like quality of life stuff, which probably even someone like myself would probably appreciate, why would you go and poke that bee's nest of people that you know you're going to potentially upset with that? When you have the new version of the game, you can just do whatever you want to it. Here's another thing that they failed to consider. Yes, you introduce these changes, you kick the Hornets Nest, you anger a lot of players, but what about like the people that actually like the changes? So you go in there, make changes that no one asked for, and then you revert them. So even if there's a sliver of people that enjoyed these changes, you also angered them by reverting the changes that maybe some people actually liked. What's the moral of the story here? If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. So it's a weird situation nonetheless. Certainly people are mistrustful of Blizzard. In my opinion, I think they should just go the OSRS route. Go full send with Season Discovery or Classic Plus and let the community or whoever can make better decisions. Work hand in hand with the community, I guess, to create content that everyone enjoys and that will be less controversial. Just leave the vanilla servers untouched because that's what people want. Maybe do fresh era servers if you want to keep it fresh or spice it up a little bit and keep the population healthy. But just a weird situation nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think about all this.